Recently, we had a brief discussion regarding XLS81D, which is the new amendment that is now being recorded on the XRP ledger. The name of this thing is permissioned DEXs. In addition, I am of the opinion that this has shed light on the upcoming developments for XRP in relation to the XRP ledger. Furthermore, all of this revolves around Ripple and the end game that the BICE is also working towards achieving simultaneously. To conclude, I would like to extend a warm welcome to the channel, one and all. This is Nick, my name. For those of you who are new to the channel, I hope that by the time you reach the conclusion of this video, you will have subscribed to the channel. Now that we have everything out of the way, let's get down to business and truly discuss this amendment. Yes, I did discuss this topic a little bit the day before yesterday. The abstract for it is presented here. Due to the fact that they are able to provide major benefits such as the elimination of intermediaries, cheaper transaction costs, increased security, and user asset custody, decentralized exchanges are causing a revolution in the financial sector. There is a growing demand for efficient financial systems, and these advantages are precisely aligned with that desire. Traditional institutions, on the other hand, have a significant obstacle that prevents widespread acceptance. Being able to comply with anti-money laundering requirements and know your customer regulations is made more difficult by the anonymity that DEX provide. At this point, this proposal presents a permissioned decentralized exchange DEX system for the XRP ledger. The option to engage in the decentralized exchange DEX of the XRP ledger is made available to regulated financial institutions by the integration of permissioning capabilities directly inside the DEX protocol. And this allows these institutions to continue to adhere to their compliance standards. The disadvantages of isolated permission tokens or private blockchains are circumvented by this technique, which guarantees a dynamic and liquid market that makes it possible to engage in arbitrage transactions without any interruptions. Furthermore, this permission DEX system sets the path for larger institutional use of the XRP ledger, which ultimately contributes to the development of a financial environment that is more inclusive and efficient. Now, apart from this, I had a brief conversation with Mr. Man XRP on X, and the reason for this is because he uploaded this image. Now, this is not a really fresh picture. Despite the fact that it is an older image, this is still highly significant today. As a matter of fact, the larger talk that I did have with him was about how the past is gradually but surely becoming more understandable. If I am not mistaken, this is an ancient picture taken from an old document, yet it is quite significant in the present day. We are seeing the pieces of the puzzle fall into place, which is revealing what is going on behind the scenes. Even though we did answer by saying that this is a very old image from the RippleNet documents, these current moves are allowing the past to be proven correct. When I was younger, it did not make nearly as much sense as it does now. And yes, this is highly optimistic for XRP and the XRP ledger in my opinion. This is the plan in action. And it does also shine a light on the reasons why it is still very necessary to concentrate on the past. For the reason because if we take a closer look at this, we can see that Brad Garlinghouse himself had recently discussed a stablecoin for the RippleNet ecosystem that is based on the yen. We also produced a film on this topic. RL Yen, RL Euro is something that I do believe. The XRP ledger is going to be littered with a large number of stablecoins, and it is going to look like this eventually. This is what the RippleNet ecosystem will look like once it is finished with stablecoin arrangements, such as RLUSD, RL Yen, and RLGBP, etc. Ripple operates its network in real time, and a gross settlement system for wholesale fund stablecoins will be issued by before CBC stablecoins are already regulated in the majority of countries. Right now. This is what that diagram looks like right now. Yes, this is exactly how I envision all of this becoming a reality. CBCs are going to be there, stablecoins are also going to be there. Now, the most important thing to focus on is what a CBDC is and what a stable coin is. And we will get to that discussion right here in a moment. These subjective views, on the other hand, deserve a lot of praise. We are in possession of stable coins, which are one of the most important keys to unlocking the domain. He is the Chief Executive Officer of Archix. Take a look at it. Excellent transition into the stable coin. It is common knowledge that Ripple introduced its very own stable coin throughout the latter portion of this year. So what exactly is the role? What role do you think stable currencies will play in all of this? Certainly, I believe that everyone puts things in buckets, and I think to myself, well, at least I do crypto and stable coins, and then RWA digital securities. The reality, however, is that the securities component is where the actual value lies. The real value is only realized when you have something like RLUSD that can be used in conjunction with the security. To give you an example, if you want to have, everyone speaks about atomic settlement, but when you go and look at the majority of atomic settlements in the space, all they are database entries where they are exchanging beneficial ownership of cash and tokens is what you see. Using the other hand, if you actually have someone buying an asset using a stablecoin and someone selling an asset using the same technology, that is something that did not truly exist in the past. Your asset rails are located over here, and the fiat rails are located over here. In the traditional world, you have to make an effort to get them to communicate with one another. However, if they are using the same technology, then you will be able to ask questions. You will know that if you have delivered this and you have delivered that, then you will be able to settle, and you will be able to begin paying corporate acts using stablecoins. We have the ability to pay out a portion of the interest and dividends that are now present in our system in XRPL. We could pay our LUSD out as a dividend if you have a distributing fund, Or we could give scrip dividends of more of the same shares on XRPL. Both of these options are available to choose from. As a result, stablecoins are one of the most important keys to unlocking this space completely. Consequently, it is wonderful that you are going to enter this region. In addition, it is wonderful that Jack is in charge of it because Jack is a wonderful individual. And when we properly consider stable coins, the opportunities that are available here are virtually limitless. In the end, having coins that are stable is going to be the most important factor in everything. Specifically, we are discussing tokenization. In this context, we are discussing lending services, as well as everything else that comes to mind in relation to the digital financial economy that is rapidly becoming a reality. This does include stable currency at this point. Additionally, even over here we have, in your opinion, which category do you believe the RLUSD does fall under? In this conversation, the head of structuring at xrp+ripple partner explores two distinct forms of stable coins. When it comes to achieving atomic settlement, the first thing that is required is a stable coin that is capable of functioning within a private network of institutions. By doing so, the risk associated with the settlement term can be reduced. Additionally, there will be a stable coin that will be accessible to people all over the world and will exist on many protocols and jurisdictions, which will make it possible to have an additional settlement layer. Again, the way that I actually look at this is that I have the impression that RLUSD is something that sort of meets both of these regions here. Because of this reason, as well as the fact that we are currently witnessing this permission DEX being brought up, I truly believe that RLUSD is going to be one of the most significant stablecoins in the future. It is a pretty significant proposition. In the event that we are considering this and we are considering a stablecoin, it is possible that this will result in the establishment of a restricted network of institutions. Because you should keep in mind what a DEX is in reality. It is a swapping of goods. What are the steps involved in an exchange? You are trading, buying, selling, and converting stuff. I am of the opinion that ROUSD is going to be a significant factor in relation to that. In addition, I am of the opinion that XRP and the XRP ledger are going to be of the utmost importance in order for all of this to ultimately become a reality. Whenever all of this materializes into a reality, the institutional adoption of the XRP ledger and XRP is going to be absolutely tremendous. However, before you get too enthusiastic about this steady coin, you should look into this, is the fact that stablecoin is exhibiting two different principles. The first is a stablecoin that, in my opinion, serves a certain purpose because of its utility. In addition, that utility can be located within what is basically a private network of financial institutions, brokers, or banks. Additionally, they are utilizing this stablecoin for what they refer to as atomic settlement, which is effectively instantaneous settlement. What this enables is, in essence, a reduction in the risk associated with the settlement period, as opposed to, you are now dealing on not even a T0 basis, but an immediate settlement, and in that situation, that stablecoin exists within a very small group of what you call whitelisted wallets and individuals. This is in contrast to the times when you were dealing on a T2, T3, or even a T0 basis. Then there is another concept which is a lot more comprehensive stablecoin, which is essentially accessible to the entire world. You should be aware that it can exist on several protocols and it can operate in multiple jurisdictions, subject to the regulatory route. And generally in these smart contracts, and you would implement what they call the sanctions list, which is essentially prohibiting bad actors utilizing this particular stable coin, but it's much more focused on addressing some bigger and smaller issues, which is essentially trade finance. Dealing with retailers, clearing, and all of this is essentially a new settlement layer. We use banks, we use cash, we potentially in time will use CBDCs, but stable coins are potential. Are just another route to enable the financial markets to operate in a much more effective way. Don't forget what the ultimate purpose of all of this is that correct? The purpose of this is to ensure that traditional finance is adequately prepared for the digital age of money. By means of tokenization and digitalization, it is bringing about the implementation of chain. Again, I want to express how pleased I am about all that is going on. Please keep in mind what the BIs has been pushing for. The BIs disclose that practically all of the major central banks are interested in CBDCs that are sold in wholesale quantities. While we are discussing this topic, the most important thing that I want each and every one of you to comprehend is the substance that is known as a CBDC. We also have limited use of stablecoins outside of the cryptocurrency market. Additionally, the poll investigated the utilization of stablecoins in addition to other digital assets. According to the findings, stablecoins are not commonly used for payments outside of the cryptocurrency ecosystem. However, despite the fact that the total market capitalization of stablecoins had increased to almost $161 billion by the end of May 2024, the fiat peg tokens only account for 6% of the total market cap of cryptocurrencies. It has been observed by central banks that stablecoins are predominantly utilized for cryptocurrency trading or within decentralized finance systems, with less widespread adoption for the purpose of mainstream payment. According to reports from central banks, rather than being used by the general public, stablecoins are mostly utilized by specific groups for the purposes of remittances and retail payments. For instance, around 5% of the money that is sent to Mexico is sent in stablecoins. It is nonetheless a cause for concern that stablecoins have the potential to destabilize financial stability and payment systems, despite the fact that their use is very limited, helping to drive regulatory efforts.